All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol IDEX, Ideanomics Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I do want to state some things. If you learned something new, hit the subscribe button for me. If you like this video, hit the like button for me to let me know you watched it and found it helpful. And comment down below any information you would like to share with other investors and viewers. So let's jump into this chart. Very interesting stuff here. 50-day moving average. Obviously continue to move, and it literally landed at 194. This stock closed out at 193. So this is a very, very interesting chart right now. Bears and bulls are having a tug of war here. This is going to be something to keep a very close eye on tomorrow. Obviously, support levels were not broken through. Resistance levels were broken through 3 times, right? 3 times. And it didn't maintain itself up there. And then the next time it broke through it again, 240, and then it even broke to it slightly here, 231, and then the first time was here at 233. I mean, the bulls tried so hard to use it as support, and it just kept getting torn down until it fell. It fell, and it touched the 50-day moving average, and now there's uncertainty for tomorrow. That tug of war is going to be a very key indicator on where this one's going. Obviously, let's go ahead and move this over. But before I move this over, I want to give some advice that is kind of offset from what I usually state. I'm just here looking at the charts for the stock. But if somebody had a position, right, and this stock, you bought it at 210, for example, and you saw it break through the resistance one time and it fell back down, and it broke through it again and it reached 248. This happens within 30 minutes, right? These changes. And something I would advise people is if you came in at 210, you saw the resistance level break, and obviously, it hit 233 and then it fell back down, and you're like, let me wait, and you're watching it, and all of a sudden it hits 248. Me personally, that's the time I usually would sell. Why? Because I saw it get rejected already once from the resistance level, and even though that may look like there's some support there, didn't last long. And then if in 30 minutes I didn't sell at 248, let's just say I was like, okay, I was being hopeful, because we all fall into that, and all of a sudden the next time it's now at 239, and I'm seeing it get closer back down to obviously 230, I would sell in between these two to make sure that, yeah, I know I bought at 210 and the profits could be more and so forth, or I had a different idea. It also depends what type of trader you are and what your trade intentions are and what your goals are. But to make a quick buck, 210, and then I would have sold right there at 239, worst case scenario. And if that didn't even work, that's how the chart has so much information. I would have sold at 232 and been like, you know what, this is tested it 4 times. If by any chance after 232 I sell and this thing just use it as support and it starts to break through new resistance levels, I would have the peace of mind, me personally, that to go ahead, once I sold there, I know that from 210 to there I made profit. But at least I know that I made that happen. But who really could say that that was going to be used as support and continue? I mean, that at that point it's a little bit more difficult, because just by looking at the chart, 3 times it got rejected and it didn't last, and that was the last bit that it lasted, and look what happened the rest of the day. So I just wanted to give you guys some insight on that, to pay close attention throughout the day. I'm not advising you guys to sell right away because a resistance level was broken. I'm not advising you guys how to buy and sell, but I did want to put that out there, and I hope anybody finds it helpful to understand what I'm saying. But usually the chart gives you all the information you need. It's incredible how it's there, and it depends on your position. Now, if you bought up here at 234, 233, okay, let's say you bought at the peak. I want to share this as well, and it falls down. And then it went to 248, and you didn't sell. You didn't sell at 248. In between 248 and 239, you have to make a decision. And even though, it fell to 239, some people, what we usually do, and most people do, actually, not some people, most, even I have done it. So I can even like testify that this is true. You see it go here and you're like 239. Oh, some people are going to jump in now. I saw it hit 247. I'm going to wait till it hits 247 again, or it might even pass it. So you're hoping that this is going to go in that direction, right? It's going to do something like, okay, it went down here, and now let's just wait till it goes up this way. And I can totally agree with you guys making that mistake. And usually between 248 to 239, that's your window of making a decision. That's your true window of making a decision, right in between those two, to go ahead and take your profits before you go back to exactly breaking even, or even, having to do a stop loss, or holding. And then look where you're at now. You would have been down at almost 190 something. So I did want to give that advice so you guys can watch it. This is something so sidetracked from what I usually do, but this chart gave me, you know, it opened my eyes to say, you know what, let me go ahead and share that with people. So once again, I'm not telling you when to buy, I'm not telling you when to sell, I'm not telling you how to buy, I'm not telling you how to sell, but I do want to give you guys some insight on how I would look at the chart and how to make decisions. And I know that sometimes we want to make a certain amount of profit, but no profit to very little profit is much better than no profit and a big loss. Um, so always keep that in mind. We tend to have the instinct of greed, right, in us, that we want to go ahead and make make more. And we have this insight. So it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to hold long and you believe in the company, then don't even follow those steps. But if you're trying to swing trade or you're day trading, those are some things to look into and better analyze when you're making decisions, right, for stocks. And I just wanted to put that out there. That is so different from what most people would say, but just by looking at the chart, you can kind of rationalize in between what you would want to do depending where you entered and stuff. Now, if you entered at 248, honestly, I can't really tell you much because that is the highest peak that it reached throughout the day, and at that point, it's stop loss or hold, and just hope and believe in the company, right? I did want to point that out as well. If anybody was to point out what happens if you hit 248, well, at that point, there's nothing really else to analyze but going all the way back to like the last couple of highs, and analyze the chart even further and see, okay, well, when was the last time this hit 248? Well, it was on its way down. So you can't really, it was actually support levels. There was no resistance level in the last couple of days that was obviously a resistance level. And then, because that's the new resistance level, that's the highest resistance level in the last couple of days. And then if you go even further to really measure it, okay, well, that was the last time this thing skyrocketed. But that was at that point, depending on whatever news or whatever was going on that stock. And this is at this point, and look how the stock is actually going. It's going down from that point. So that's something to keep a very close eye on, depending on what stock it is and what the chart is saying from the previous days to where it's at now. And honestly, this is the true resistance level. I'm going to point out the resistance level to zoom in on, but this is the one that's really going to tell you how bullish this could get, because it got rejected there. It got rejected there, and that was the highest point that it reached throughout the day. So let's go ahead and zoom in. I apologize for the sidetrack. I know you guys want, just the chart, or you guys want the information on the chart, but I did want to share that knowledge for anybody that needed it or can find it helpful. And I hope it does help many of you. And if some of you already know about it or understand it, that's even more confirmation and affirmation for you guys. And anything you guys would like to share down below to help others, you're more than welcome to share as well. So the first thing here is the resistance level, and that's 228. Obviously, that's more zoomed in and focused in on the last point of rejection that this stock tried to bring itself up. If the bulls are able to get closer to that, break through that, and use that as support, then they can break through new resistance levels, and the next one would be 239, and then the last one would be 248. And if they can break through 248 and use that as support, new resistance levels that have not been broken in the last couple of days can be broken by the bulls. But as of right now, this closed out at 193. The 50-day moving average is 194. The bears are gaining control on this, and they definitely have to watch for this one, the bulls, because if they don't rally up, the bears can continue to gain control. And if they were to bring it down towards the support level, which is 189, and break through it, the bears are gaining the full control on this one. I'm not saying that they've destroyed the chart and won the battle just yet, but if they do break through the support level, they are going to bring it further away from the 50-day moving average, creating a position of control over this stock and over this chart. So this is one to keep a very, very close eye on. I hope that the information I shared before helps a lot, but just keep in mind the resistance levels, the support levels, and the 50-day moving average to watch how this one plays out tomorrow. If you learned something new, subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, hit the like button for me. And if you found the information I've shared informative, hit it for me with that thumbs up to let me know you watched this video and found it helpful. And comment down below any other information you would like to piggyback off of what I've stated or any of the insight that I shared. And you're more than welcome to share this with your friends and community. And thank you for watching.